Got to add myself then. Hey up, it's Stephen at Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to whatever episode this is. I don't know what number we're up to, but it's next in my series of my top 5 favourite films from each year since I was born, or whatever. And we're up to 1988, so this must be episode 21. It must be, mustn't it? Crikey Moses. Right, so we're up to episode 21 of that. So up to 1988, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Wingrace asks, did you ever include TV movies in your possibilities? I don't think so. I don't think there's any TV movies in. I don't think there is. I think they're all movies, theatrical ones. I do believe. I don't think there's any TV movies in. Otherwise, I might have included Duel, or maybe I did, I don't know, back in 1972, 71, I can't remember when that came out. But anyway, so no, I didn't. They're just theatrical movies. Anyway, right, we're live on YouTube, yes, we're live on Rumble, and we're live on Twitch, and all that stuff. Don't forget to explore the description for various links for merch. So a new design. Can you see it? It says that Old Yorkshire Geek on there. Me books, me Patreon, various links for me websites and stuff like that. Or you can become a member, join in the live chat, and all that stuff. Get exclusive access and early access to some videos and emojis and I don't know, all that stuff. Right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? We will get on with it. My top 5 movies of 1988. These are my personal top 5 favourite films, not necessarily the best films of that year. They're not in any order, so it's not a countdown. The first one we see isn't the 5th best in my list, or the first best. You know, they're not in any order. It's just a list. Right, so we'll begin. We'll get on with it. I'm sure I've forgotten something as usual. I keep forgetting things, but anyway, whatever. Right, so we'll get on with it. Off we go. Add to stage. There we go. Number 1. My first film, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, with no question mark for some reason. I don't know why. Top flick. I went to see this 3 times. I don't often go see films at the cinema multiple times, but I went to see this 3 times at the cinema. Because I thought it was that good. Obviously, the Robert Zemeckis film based on the book Who Censored Roger Rabbit. Doctor Who framed Roger Rabbit. It's not a question. All right, Doctor. Whenever I'm typing in, going on a slight aside now, if I'm looking for, sci-fi news and stuff like that, or Doctor Who news, I'll type in like Doctor Who news into Google, and it always come up with it'll say something like Doctor Who murdered patients in some far-flung country or whatever. But anyway, not actual Doctor Who, but never mind. Alternatively, the World Health Organization. Yes, the World Health framed Roger Rabbit. Oh, actually, it's a statement of fact. And Josh Temple's here, harpoon at the ready. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm saying doing well. I'm not actually feeling too cracky today. I'm wondering if I've got a bug or something. I've got a bit, I don't know, trouble breathing or something. Not trouble breathing, but it kind of hurts when I breathe. Should I go to the doctors? We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Anyway, if I wake up. But anyway, whatever. Where were we? Roger Rabbit. Yes, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Robert Zemeckis film based on Who Censored Roger Rabbit, starring Bob Hoskins. I've gone blank. Hang on, where are we? Bob Hoskins, Christopher Lloyd. That's the name I'm trying to think of. Christopher Lloyd, Charles Fleischer, who was the voice of Roger, and Joanna Cassidy, and Kathleen. I forgot her bloody name as well now. What am I like? Kathleen Turner as the voice of Jessica Rabbit. And many, many more. And it's a really good film, groundbreaking in its time. Take a Mucinex. I have no idea what that is. Whatever equivalent you have. I have no idea what I mean. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, I will muddle on. Groundbreaking for its time. It's it's amazing effects for the time. No CG, all hand drawn animation. They managed to get all the not all of them, but probably most of the characters from Disney, Warner Brothers, MGM, all those studios, all together in one film. Added some new ones, and it's a really good film. I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We did it on Magnificent Mondays a while ago. Top film where Roger Rabbit gets accused of murder, and Eddie Valiant, there he is, the late Bob Hoskins, has to sort out the problem, which they do, and it's great stuff. Right, so we'll move on. I'll not linger on this because I've got quite a few honourable mentions again. So we'll move on. Next one, Die Hard. Some people say the best Christmas movie ever made. I agree that it is a Christmas movie. I just don't think it's the best one ever made. That would be Muppet Christmas Carol, in my opinion. But anyway, Die Hard. Starring Bruce Willis, the movie that launched a franchise. By the way, going back to Roger Rabbit. There were talk of a sequel, wasn't there? I think either a sequel or a remake, I don't know, a few years ago. Thank God that never happened, because it wouldn't be the same, would it? Because after this came out, we started seeing stuff like, I don't know, Space Jam and all these sort of films started coming out, didn't they? Where they're using like CG animation. It wasn't the same, was it? It didn't have the same magic as Roger Rabbit. So I'm glad they haven't done a remake or a sequel or whatever, because it wouldn't be the same, in my opinion. Because you've got to, I think, to really enjoy Roger Rabbit, you've got to know what hard work went into it to make the film. All the sets that were made with basically props on sticks moving about, where they're painted over with the animated characters and stuff. It was amazing. But anyway, the Chip and Dale movie is technically a sequel set in the same world, is it? I've not seen it. I've not seen that one, so I don't know. Was it any good? Anyway, where were we? Back to Die Hard. Starring Bruce Willis, the film that launched a franchise of varying quality, although I've kind of enjoyed all the Die Hard films to a certain degree. But the first one is easily the best. Bruce Willis, the late, great, lots of late, by the way, in this. The late, great Alan Rickman, Alexander Goodenough, Bonnie Bedelia, Reginald Vell Johnson, and a cast of a few. The film that launched the Die Hard on a whatever fad. Speed, Die Hard on a bus. What else have we had? Under Siege, Die Hard on a boat, on a ship, etc. We even had Die Hard on a train. Under Siege 2 with Die Hard on a train. Want it? I think it won't it. Anyway, like I say, Bruce Willis arrives for his wife's office Christmas party in Los Angeles. Terrorists take over, and he ends up running about in his bare feet for all the film, because he had to do fists with his toes, and foiling the plans of Alan Rickman and his band of Euro baddies. Amazing film, and it's up there with one of the best ever made, in my opinion. Directed by John McTiernan, and is he still, persona non grata in Hollywood? I'd like to see him direct a film again. I don't know. Is he allowed to? I don't know. He got into trouble, didn't he? Anyway, right, moving on. Next one, number 3 in my top 5. Shoot to Kill, aka outside North America, it were titled Deadly Pursuit. So I'll swap between them. But in America, it was Shoot to Kill. When I rented it on, I think it was VHS, it was Deadly Pursuit. But anyway, Tom Berenger, Sidney Poitier, Kirstie Alley, Clancy Brown, Andrew Robinson, and various others, in a top-notch thriller. It's really, really good, directed by Roger Spottiswoode. What else did he bring us? Did he do a Bond film? I'm thinking of somebody else. Let me check. What else has he done? Let me check. What else has Roger Spottiswoode done? Terror Train, Shoot to Kill, it's under Turner and Hooch. Yes, he did Tomorrow Never Dies. I thought he did. Yes, he did Tomorrow Never Dies. The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Air America with Mel Gibson in that, I think. Which I've never seen, but I hear it's good. And various other stuff. So there we go. I thought he did a Bond film. It's a really good film. It's about Clancy Brown plays this killer. He's like a diamond thief, but also this super intelligent killer. Not intelligent, but smart, I suppose you could say. Sidney Poitier is the FBI agent who's on his tail. He heads out into the mountains. Does this killer, disguising himself amongst a group of hikers. Kirstie Alley's leading this group of hikers, and action and thrills ensue. And it is a really, really good film, and it's one I haven't seen for a while, so I'm gonna have to dig it out and watch it again. But it is a really, really good film. Either a Shoot to Kill, as I said, or Deadly Pursuit. I think Deadly Pursuit's a better title, isn't it, than Shoot to Kill? Why didn't they go with that in North America? I don't know. But Deadly Pursuit's a cool title. And it's really, really good. I can't recommend this film highly enough. Sidney Poitier faces down a bear in it. It's a really good scene. But anyway. And it's not daft, it's not ludicrous. It is quite amusing. But there we go. Right, so next up is what we're on. What was that? That was number 3. So number 4 is The Blob, the remake of the classic 50s movie. And it's probably, I think a lot of people say the 80s version is better than the 50s one. The 50s one was a typical 50s, atomic monsters movie. They went for gore and shocks in the 80s version. I think it was the first film directed by Chuck Russell, who would go on to do Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and others, because I'm blanking off the top of my head. I think The Mask. He did The Mask, didn't he, with Jim Carrey. This is also the title of my life story, The Blob. It's me, The Blob. Anyway, it stars Kevin Dillon, the lovely Shawnee Smith. I think she's just super hot, is Shawnee Smith. Jeffrey DeMunn, who else is in it? And Candy Clark. Candy Clark's in it as well. And loads of others that you've never heard of. But it's a really good adaptation. It's pretty similar to the original, just more gruesome. There's some pretty good gory effects in it. I think it was written by, Frank Darabont. Chuck Russell and Frank Darabont wrote the screenplay for it. And it's really worth a look. And like I say, it is the person, spoilers, it's one of those films where you think the person who you think is going to be the lead, the hero of the movie, dies early on. And the one that you think isn't going to be the hero turns out to be. And it's a really well made horror movie with some decent effects in it, some decent for the time. I think there's a bit of stop motion in it and stuff like that. Well worth a look. Terror has no shape, says the poster. Is that a riff on The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing? Because that said something like Terror takes shape or something like that, didn't it? Something like that on that poster. Anyway, whatever. And finally, number 5 in my top 5 movies of 1988 is Halloween. Might be a surprise. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I really like it. I like all the Halloween films to a certain degree. But I really like this one because it's a pretty solid return for Michael Myers. Well, I think it is anyway. Obviously, Halloween 3 didn't have Michael Myers in it at all. So everybody kicked off about it. Although I love Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I think it's really good. They were going to, instead of doing Michael Myers films, they were going to do what they call them, anthology movies. A different one. Every Halloween they're going to release a different Halloween film, and it would be a different story, starting with Season of the Witch. But the audience had different a different opinion on that, and so they decided, right, we need to bring Michael Myers back. So they did, and it is, it's a good one. I really enjoy it, and it's a simple tale. It just returns back to the town, starts causing mayhem. Donald Pleasance returns, and it's well worth it. It is well worth a look, and there's a hot chick in it as well. That's probably why I like it. But so there we go. And Wingrace says, Star Trek film. Yes, because that's a William Shatner mask, famously, isn't it? So there we go. Right, so we're moving on to the honourable mentions now. So I'm going to have to take that off while I sort out my video. By the way, do you like me? How do I do this now? So I can't remember how to do it. Is it stop cam? There's a way to get rid of myself, but keep the audio going, and I can't remember what it is. I can never remember. Is it just that? No, it isn't that. Is it? Can you still hear me? Oh, aye, still in the stream with audio only. Like my little thing I did. Cool, innit? Yeah. I did it on Canva. That website where you can do AI things. I saw it on there and I thought, ooh, I can do that. Cool. So we'll have a different one every year. Every time we do this. Anyway, back to the camera. Start cam. There we go. I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, yes, I'm sorting out this thing out. I'm all a dither. Wingrass says, someone took a cast off Kirk's face on City on the Edge of Forever and it ended up being used to create a mask eventually. Why would they need a cast of his face for City on the Edge of Forever? That's weird, isn't it? Why did they do that? Anyway, that's by the by. Right, so honourable mentions. I've genuinely forgotten what these are going to be, so this will be a surprise to you as well as to me. Right, off we go. Right, let's see what the first honourable mention is, because I genuinely can't remember. There we go. Bloodsport. Hang on, forgot about that. Similar to how the CPR dummy is a real face. Or is that based on somebody as well? I have no idea. But why would they need a cast of William Shatner's face for City on the Edge of Forever? He didn't have his head taken off or anything, did he? I can't remember there being like a fake Kirk in that. I don't know. Anyway, back to my first of my honourable mentions. Bloodsport, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. A look based on a true story, it says. Although it's not. Based on a Shaggy Dog story, I suppose you could say. But anyway, Jean-Claude Van Damme stars in it, playing I think he's some sort of US military officer. Hang on, Wingrace is explaining. That wasn't I was saying, that's my headcanon. Oh, right, for why Kirk's face. Oh, right. It's a Trek prequel. Oh, right, I see. Right. I thought you meant somebody'd actually done it. And that's how the original mask came about. I thought you meant that's what happened. You and your headcanon. Anyway, maybe it's true. It is in some universe, isn't it? It is true in some universe. Anyway, where were we? Bloodsport. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Plays this military officer who goes like AWOL to compete in, I don't know, some martial arts, some full contact martial arts tournament. And there's this baddie here who basically just kills people. And Jean-Claude Van Damme has got to defeat him. And obviously he does by the end. Spoilers. But it's basically a Rocky film, but without Rocky in it. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I do like Bloodsport. I'm not a big fan of martial arts films, but for some reason Bloodsport, I don't know, I just kind of enjoyed it. So there we go. Next up, what's next? I pressed wrong button. I'm thinking it's a slideshow, and it's not, is it? It's a video this time. Right, what's next? Come on when you're ready. Critters 2. There we go. Critters 2, the main course. What's his face returns? Scott Grimes of the Orville fame returns in Critters 2. And it's basically the same film as Critters 1, but it's still a lot of fun. The bounty hunters return. Some directed by Mick Garris, who also brought us Sleepwalkers and loads of other stuff as well. He's got a YouTube channel as Mick Garris. and they can see what they're going to get up to later on. They all join together, the critters, and make a giant critter that rolls about. And again, it's a fun sci-fi horror, not really horror, but whatever movie. So there we go. That's all I can say about it. Whatever. Right, next up, Critters 2. Give it a whirl. Right, what's next? Willow, not the series that were taken off Disney Plus, the movie. Is this Willow the first non-Star Wars Lucasfilm film? Maybe it was. Oh no, that was Indiana Jones, wasn't it? What am I talking about? Anyway, Willow, directed by Ron Howard. I think this is his second film after Splash. Did he do? I think it might have been, but whatever. Starring Val Kilmer, Joanne Whalley. They would go on to become married after this. And the legend Warwick Davis and various others. Jean Marsh as the baddie. And I went to see this at the cinema, and it is a lot of fun. Better than the crappy series that they brought out. Don't know what they were thinking there. But the film is top-notch fun. Out of the way, Peck. It is really good. A good fantasy adventure with great effects from ILM. Some good stop-motion monsters and stuff. And Wingres still hasn't seen it. Still hasn't seen Willow. It's a good film. It's a lot of fun. I should give it a watch, yes. I'm sure it's on some streaming service somewhere. If it's MGM, it might be on Amazon, might it? Might be. Anyway. Or maybe it's even on Disney Plus. I don't know where it is, but it is fun. I've got a Willow poster thing, whatever, that I got signed for my son. It says to Aidan from Warwick Davis on it. I think that's the one I got for me. Oh, that one I got for myself. I can't remember. Anyway. So yeah, Willow. Give it a whirl. Who did the music for this? James Horner did the music for it. And for some reason, my favourite part of this film is the one with the dogs. They have these sort of like savage dogs that go around killing everything. And I really like them for some reason. I don't know why. Wingres says, I was told to watch Willow and Labyrinth at the same time. I watched Labyrinth first and never felt like trying this. Well, I'm not surprised because Labyrinth is poo. I don't like Labyrinth. It does me head in. Tell me where the baby is. I'm doing that with these balls. David Bowie playing with his balls. It were in famous. I think I did Labyrinth, didn't I? In my Monday Moan. I'm sure I did. I don't like Labyrinth. Don't like it. But I do like Willow. So give it a whirl. Right, what's next? Not as many. Not as many honourable mentions this week as there were last week, by the way. And Dark Crystal, they were all lumped together. They all came out within like a few years of each other, didn't they? I think Dark Crystal was that 83 though. That was a few years before, wasn't it? Labyrinth. Not sure when Labyrinth came out. Dark Crystal's another one of those that. It's a film I more admire than like. A bit like Blade Runner, I suppose you could say. I do like Blade Runner, but I don't go mad over it. It's a film I like to play in the background. And Dark Crystal's one of those as well. For some reason the story doesn't grip me, but I love the creatures and the effects and stuff in it and the music and all that. And the atmosphere of it. But the story doesn't get me. But anyway. That's by the by. But this one does. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's crazy, says the poster. A lot of fun, this film, from the Chiodo brothers, who are special effects wizards, like Stan Winston, special makeup effects, that sort of company. I think they did, was it the Chiodo brothers that did the Gremlins in the first Gremlins film? Or was that somebody else? I think it was. I could be wrong. But anyway, I don't know if there's anybody famous in this film. John Vernon, I think, the only famous actor in this film. Who I would class as famous. And it's a lot of fun. Clowns, it seems, Because everybody's scared of clowns, aren't they? But it seems clowns, the image of clowns came from aliens. These ones, sorry, them ones, that came from outer space, and they come down to Earth and they capture people in various clown-like ways. We like stuff like cotton candy. I nearly said candy floss. We call it candy floss. Pardon me, you call it cotton candy. And other clown-like methods, and they look like clowns except they're aliens. Kind of gruesome in places, but mostly fun, and well worth a watch if you've not seen it. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, with a K for clowns, obviously. Right, what's next? What's next? Big. Obviously Tom Hanks. Everybody knows this one, don't they? Stupid. Another one of these films that I suppose I don't know why I included it because I do like it, but I wouldn't say I love it. I thought no, I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while. I remember loving it when I first saw it. So that's probably why I've included it in my list. But I've not seen it for that long, so I don't know how I would feel about it now. But anyway, obviously a kid who wants to grow. Wants to become an adult, so he makes a wish, doesn't it? One of those wish machine things that you see, on the pier, or whatever you call them, on the waterfront, whatever, I don't know. He makes a wish and then wakes up next morning, he's an adult, and then it gets all kind of creepy, doesn't it? Because he gets a girlfriend and stuff, but there's some good sequences in it, and let's say Tom Hanks being Tom Hanks and playing a great part, and but still being childish. He's a bit like my son. He's an adult, but he's still a big kid. So basically, I live this. Well, my son does, but anyway, whatever. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. And there's the scene where he's playing the piano, playing chopsticks out on the big giant piano. So there we go. That's big. Why, whatever. Next. Next. I should have sped these up a bit, shouldn't I? But never mind. Waxwork. This is a film I really do like. It's a film that it shouldn't be as good as it is. It's like two films. Not two films. It's an anthology film. It's a horror film directed by Anthony Hickox. I think he directed the sequel as well, Waxwork 2. But it's a film about a waxwork, obviously, and some people get locked in it overnight, and it turns out the waxworks themselves, they're kind of magical. They don't come to life, but if you step over the barrier, you enter the waxwork world, and you become part of the story of that waxwork. And it's really it's an amazing film. The bits where you're in the waxwork world are amazing, but the bits sort of like the connecting bits between the stories are it's like they were filmed by somebody else. They're really amateurish and crap. But the actual bits with the waxwork, they've got werewolves and vampires and stuff like that going on. It's one of them sort of waxworks, a horror waxworks. What does it start? I can't remember. I think Zach Galligan. Yes, Zach Galligan. Speaking of Gremlins fame. Anybody else famous? Patrick McNee's in it, in his wheelchair. Who else? David Warner. Oh, David Warner plays the owner of the waxwork. And it is a really good film that is better than it should be. Well, I think it is. If you can ignore the connecting sections that look like absolute garbage, but the stories of the waxworks themselves are really, really good. Some great effects in it, particularly the werewolf bit. Anyway, next up, right. Stop on by and give the afterlife a try, even though it's got nothing really to do with the afterlife, but never mind. There we go. Eddie Murphy coming to America. Directed by John Landis one, this, isn't it? I've not seen the sequel that were on Amazon, wasn't it? I've not seen that one, but this one was massive back in the day, because Eddie Murphy was massive when this came out, wasn't he? He'd done 48 Hours, he'd done his I think he'd done these 2 stand-ups, Eddie Murphy Raw, the second one, and Delirious with the first one. And he was Beverly Hills Cop, obviously, and Golden Child, blah, blah, blah. Done all them, saying was still one of the biggest stars of the 80s, wasn't he, Eddie Murphy? Coming to America were another hit for him, I think. I think it was a hit, but it was really good. He plays an African prince who goes to America to find a bride or something like that. So he don't want to marry one of the women from his own country who are all, meek and subservient. He wants to, a strong American woman, and it's all that stuff. And it's hilarious. And I think Eddie Murphy plays a few parts in this, doesn't he? I think. But some fun. It wouldn't be made today, I don't think, this film. But anyway, that's coming to America. Right, next up. We're getting there. A Dirty Harry film. I like the Dirty Harry films. I've got a big soft spot for the Dirty Harry films, particularly the first one, and Magnum Force. The one with David Soul in it. Is that Magnum Force? I think it is, isn't it? But this one's a good one as well, because this one's got, speaking of Jim Carrey, as we did earlier on, this one's got Jim Carrey in it, the Deadpool. Jim Carrey plays a member of Guns N' Roses, it seems, because they're in it as well. Because I think it's Welcome to the Jungle is the song that they use in it. Anyway, somebody's killing off these people on a list. They've got a list called the Deadpool. It's not Deadpool from the MCU, it's a different one. And Inspector Harry Callahan has got to sort it out. Isn't he Inspector in this? I don't know. But does it in his inimitable style, and it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. He just gets on with it. There's Dirty Harry. So there we go. The Deadpool. Right, what's next? Was that the last one? The Deadpool. Was that the last Dirty Harry film? I don't know. Hang on, let me check. Dirty Harry series. Oh, yes, it was. Yes, we had Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact, and The Deadpool. Yes. There we go. So, was that? No, I'm thinking that. No, there's one I'm thinking. There's another film that I keep thinking is a Dirty Harry film, but it obviously isn't. But anyway, no, whatever. I can't remember what it is. I'm waffling. Anyway. Next up, there you go, Alien Nation, the movie, not the series. It stars James Caan and Mandy Patinkin. I don't know who directed this. I'm trying to read it on the poster. I should have looked it up, shouldn't I? I've only got the info for my top 5. Alien Nation movie. Who directed this bugger? Graham Baker. Did he do another one? Did he do... I'll know it when I see it. We directed Omen 3, The Final Conflict. That's interesting. I didn't know that, but I'm not thinking of that. Bear with me. No, it didn't direct what I'm thinking of, because it's not there in his filmography. There was a film that came out with Dolph Lundgren about an alien that used to come to Earth and like extract something from humans as a drug. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called Dark Angel in the UK, but it was called something else in America. It was like I Come in Peace or something like that. And I thought Graham Baker directed that, but obviously not. Anyway, according to Google AI, the movie people often mistakenly think it's Dirty Harry. It's usually the French Connection. No, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of something to do with like a truck, either a big truck or a train. I can't think what it is. I don't know. Never mind. I can see the poster in my mind's eye, but I'm not thinking of The Enforcer, am I? I know that one is a Dirty Harry film, but I'm not getting that mixed up with another film, am I? Let's have a look. No, because I haven't got that. Right, I think it's a Clint Eastwood film I'm thinking of. Well, it doesn't have to be in it. Let's look at Clint Eastwood's filmography, see if I can find it, because it's got me curious now. Where am I? We're live. Who cares? Who cares? Right. Actor. Let me go back. I'll know it if I see it. The Gauntlet. That's what I'm thinking of. The Gauntlet. Yes, I thought that was a Dirty Harry film, but it's not. It's got a big bus on the cover, not a train or a thing. The Gauntlet. But it's not a Dirty Harry in that. But it might as well be. I don't even know if I've seen it. But anywho, that's what I was thinking of. Anyway, back to Alien Nation. Right, where were we? Kind of like, I reckon Neil Blomkamp got his idea for District 9 from Alien Nation, because it's essentially the same film. In Alien Nation, aliens arrive on Earth in the future, as it was, of 1991. I thought they said it like 3 years in the future. You thought they'd put it a bit further, but anyway, whatever. And the aliens are stranded on Earth, and they end up, being assimilated into society. And so obviously there's good aliens and bad aliens, and they're all given human names, and it's all a big joke about their names. And they get drunk on milk. No, not just milk. Milk that's gone off. What do they call it? Off milk. I don't know what they call it when the milk goes off. Whatever. They get drunk on that. But anyway, James Caan has got to. I think some of them are turning up dead. I think aliens and maybe people as well are turning up dead, and it's all a big organised crime thing within the alien community. Yeah, I'm thinking of spoiled, but yeah, whatever. Curdled, whatever. And he's got to solve the crime with his partner, San Francisco, who he calls George, but who he plays Sykes, doesn't he? Does James Caan plays Sykes, which in the alien tongue sounds like the two words for excrement and cranium. Sykes, the word for excrement and cranium. Shithead. It's a good film. It's a really good film. Another one that I haven't seen for a long time. And I never watched the series. I know of it because it had Gary Graham, didn't it? Who would go on to be in Star Trek. But I never actually watched the series. But the film were good. Oh, I think seawater melts them. Yeah, seawater melts the aliens in that film. So they use that as like torture and stuff, or a form of execution. So it's a good film that spawned a TV series. And I don't know if that's any good. I've heard it is, but I've never seen it myself. Right, moving on. Whew, crikey, what's next? Oh, The Accused. This is another film that is an amazing film, but I think I might have only seen it once, and it's one of those that you think, yeah, that was a great film. I'll not watch it again because it's pretty hard going, isn't it? I mean, I always confuse this show with that Roddenberry one. Oh, the Alien Nation. Let's go back to okay, can we? Let's go back to Alien Nation a minute. There we go. Earth Final Conflict. Yes. My mum used to like that. I never really got into it, but my mum used to like Earth Final Conflict. But yeah, they have a similar feel. Did they come out same time-ish, within a few years of each other, didn't they? They might have been on at the same time, I don't know, but they probably had a similar production value feel, maybe. They're both about aliens, weren't they, coming to Earth? But in Earth Final Conflict, it was a bit like V, wasn't it? They pretended to be friends, but there was something sinister going on in the background. Another one that I never really watched. I saw the odd episode of that, but I never really got into it. Anyway, right, where were we? The Accused. There it is. And Jodie Foster and Kelly McGillis. Is this one based on a true story? Is it? I can't remember. I think she might have won an Oscar for this one as well, didn't she? I think. Let me check. The Accused, 1988 film. Oh yes, loosely based on a true story. Yes. Did she win an Oscar for it? Yes, she won an Oscar for it for Best Actress. It's a really, really good film. She plays a woman who's, she's not some shrinking violet. This character she plays, and she gets assaulted, shall we say, in public in a bar numerous times by a gang of blokes, and she takes them all to court and all that stuff, and it's somber stuff, but it's gripping. It's a gripping film because it's a courtroom drama, and I'm a sucker for courtroom dramas. I love them. But it's not for the faint of heart. But and she plays a really good role, obviously, because she got an Oscar for it. Was it a second one? I don't know. But so there we go. That's The Accused. As I said, I can't really recommend it because it's not an easy watch. It makes you kind of ashamed to be a man. That one, but anyway, this one doesn't. They Live. John Carpenter's They Live. Starring Rowdy Roddy Piper, Keith David. With the eyes. Oh God, I can't remember her name now. Evil Lynn from Masters of the Universe. Another one with aliens on Earth, but in disguise this time. They make themselves look like humans, or they make other things. They make the world look different to what it really is, using this signal that they send. Anyway, Roddy Piper sorts them all out because he's here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and he's all out of bubblegum, and it's a lot of fun and kind of spookily prescient, I suppose you could say, about consumerism and all that. You see it in the poster there: consume, sleep, obey, no thought. Because the aliens are creating like a fascistic society, I suppose you could say. Where we have the illusion of freedom, but we're not really free. Anyway, a name came to me then, and then went. I'm going to have to look that up now. I tell you, it'll come to me. It'll come to me just before I see a name. Meg Foster. It didn't come to me, but that's what I'm thinking of. Meg Foster. With the amazing eyes. So yeah, a cool film with the longest punch-up fight in film. Maybe, I don't know. It goes about 10 minutes, something like that, between Roddy Piper and Keith David. All because Keith David won't put on these sunglasses, even though it shows him wearing them in the poster. He won't put them on. You put these on, and then you can see what the world is really like. And he won't wear them. So Roddy Piper, they start fighting about it. It goes on for about 10 minutes. It's ludicrous. But anyway. So there we go. That's They Live. One of John Carpenter's best ones, in my opinion. Next up, one we did recently in a special episode of Magnificent Mondays. I was sat crying again. Anyway, Cocoon: The Return. A lovely film. Probably, I don't know, nearly as good as the first one, or maybe just as good. I don't know. It's a similar sort of story. But in this one, the aliens get found by the authorities, and or one of them does. They've got to break out the alien, and but it's also focusing on focusing on the elderly characters in the film, and one of them dies. And I sat crying doing the Magnificent Mondays. Go and watch it if you want to see me cry on film, on video, whatever. But anyway, there we go. That's Cocoon: The Return. Not directed by Ron Howard, this one. This one directed by Daniel Petrie. There we go. But stars Don Amici, Wilfred Brimley, Courtney Cox, and various others. Oh, we're up to the last one. This is the last one. The Naked Gun, the first one. From the Files of Police Squad. I used to love Police Squad. I've got it on DVD or VHS. Or maybe both. I can't remember. But I've got it somewhere. The series Police Squad. It's hilarious. It's like the airplane films. You know, it's the Zucker brothers and Pat Proft. Leslie Nielsen as Lieutenant Frank Drebin. You know, an inept cop. And it's hilarious. I think he's got to foil a plot to kill the Queen of England. Who's played by Jeanette Charles. I think it's this one. Let me check. Let's have a look. I think it's this one that's got to foil the. Hang on, where am I? I'm pressing the wrong thing. Yes, plot against the Queen of England. That's what he's got to foil in this, and he does it in hilarious fashion. Is it this one where he just sings the national anthem? Is it? Yes, it is where he sings the national anthem really badly. It's just funny from beginning to end because it's stupid slapstick humour. But anyway, it stars Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, Ricardo Montalban, another Star Trek alumnus, George Kennedy, O.J. Simpson, when he was popular. Who else? Jeanette Charles as Queen Elizabeth II. Who else? Weird Al Yankovic is in it and all. So there we go. I wonder why they didn't get the actors apart from Leslie Nielsen. Didn't get them the rest from the TV series. And Alan North in the TV series, didn't you? As the George Kennedy character, and the Nordberg character played by somebody else in the series. But they went with O.J. Simpson. Probably had more money and could afford more. But anyway, there we go. That's Naked Gun. Hilarious. Speaking of Weird Al, did you ever watch that biopic? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Is that the one with... I forgot his name. Him that played... He did a biopic of Elton John. Is it that one I'm thinking of? I don't know. Is that going to go into the corner? Go on. Off you go. I think that's the last one. Yeah, it is because it goes over there. So there we go. So that's me. That's me top 5 favourite films of 1988. And how many honourable mentions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Unlucky 13. Harry Potter. Oh, was it Daniel Radcliffe? Oh, right. It's a comedy. Oh, right. Well, Weird Al Yankovic is bound to be in it. I was thinking it was him that played Elton John in that Rocket Man thing. Never mind. No, I've not seen it. Anyway, right. Just rated that Weird Al. It was bad. All right. I won't watch it then. I've never been a fan of Weird Al Yankovic, to be honest. Never been a fan of him. Although I did, smile at he did Michael Jackson spoof videos, didn't he, and all that. Yeah, I've never been a fan of him. I don't know people seeing him, to be completely honest, but anyway, whatever. Right, we'll go through the list one more time before I go. So just bear with me. Right, so hang on, let me get this ready. There we go. So, my top 5 films. I love his stuff. That movie was bad. I've never been a fan of him, so I'll probably not watch the film. Anyway. Right, so we're going to be through my top 5 movies again. Here we go. So, my first one was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was followed by Die Hard. Then we had Shoot to Kill, a.k.a. Deadly Pursuit. And that was followed by The Blob, the remake, obviously. And finally, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Not a My Bologna fan. Did he do... I don't even know that one. I don't know that one. But anyway, so that was my top 5. And then we had the honourable mentions, which I will fire up again. Here they are. Right. If I can land on these, I better can't. The honourable mentions were Bloodsport. I've got the. Why don't I just get the pictures out? I don't know. I'm just trying to be clever, I suppose. Critters 2. And then what came next? Willow. And Killer Clowns. Josh Temple says that was the only good part. Don't know. As I said, I'm not a Weird Al fan. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And then Big with Tom Hanks. Din 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 din. That's me doing chopsticks. With me feet. And then Waxwork. Followed by Coming to America. There it is. And then Dirty Harry in the Deadpool. Not Ryan Reynolds. And then Alien Nation. Prepare yourself. For what? I don't know. But anyway. That followed by The Accused. Heady stuff. And then They Live. And then Cocoon the Return. Ball. And then finally The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. So there we go. So that's me honourable mentions. Right. So not next week, the week after, we'll be doing 1989. What have I got in 1989? I'm not going to tell you, but I'll give you a clue. Because I've got my list here. My list, I think it only goes up to 1989. Yes, so I'm going to have to start looking. I'm going to start filling out my list for 1990 onwards. I haven't done them yet. Anyway, so what we got? We got a couple of sci-fis, a James Bond film, a comedy. I don't know, is it a comedy? I suppose you could say it's a comedy. Whatever. Classic. What else? And then in my honourable mentions, how many honourable mentions have I got this time? 3, 6, 9, 11. So same as this week. Bit of horror, bit of sci-fi, superhero stuff. It's more horror. A Disney one. And there we go. And another film that always makes me cry, which I haven't seen in donkey's years. But a Steven Spielberg one. There's actually one. There's actually 2 Steven Spielberg films. There you go, from 1989. In my list. So there we go. But that's in 2 weeks' time. Next week, I'll be doing. Next Wednesday, it'll be time for season 6 of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I'm gonna have to crack on and start watching that bugger. I've seen it before, but I mean, watch to refresh my memory. I'm only up to, I think, episode 6. Can't guess that one. Which one? Don't know. But anyway. Right, so we're done. What's coming up next? On Friday. Is it this one? Yes. On Friday, for Valentine's Day, for Friday Night Point with Fear, we're looking at My Bloody Valentine from 2009, not the 1981 original, the 2009 remake, which I think is good, starring Thingamabob, Jensen Ackles. That's what we're doing on Friday, and then next Monday for Magnificent Mondays. Should have been this Monday, but I wasn't well. Stupid medication made me ill. I felt horrible on Monday, but it passed and I'm fine now. We're going to try Roswell again. Can't guess that one. Spielberg That Makes You Cry in 89. Let's look it up, don't I? It's, if he did 2 films in 89, it's obviously not the famous one. It's the other one. Give you a clue. It's got John Goodman in it and Holly Hunter. Yeah. There we go. And Richard Dreyfuss. That's it just does. It just makes me. At a certain point, it just sets me off. You know what I'm like. But anyway. Right. So we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. A quick one this week, I think. I don't know. But anyway, whatever. So as I said, I'll be back next Wednesday for Friday. for me thoughts on Star Trek: The Next Generation Season 6. I'm up to Rascals, and I hate that episode. I don't like the episode Rascals. The kids do my head in. But anyway, that's by the by. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Win Grace and Josh Temple, for keeping me company while I waffle on about films from yesteryear. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after it. I'm sure I forgot something, but whatever. Look after each other. I'm going to play this song on the way out again that I played at the beginning. That old Yorkshire Geek's Real Time. So look after each other, and until next time, I'll see you.
67 Earth and the sea, aliens and space so keen, Star Trek ships with their mighty gleam, a sci-fi dream so wacky and supreme. '70s brought the Jaws bite, sharks gave us all a fight. Close encounters every night. Horror feels so sharp and bright. Time tripping through the movie show from ages past where stories flow. Fantasy realms where dragons grow. Laughing loud where heroes glow. Comedy flair, ghosts up in the air would fare. Blade Runner made me stop and stare. Sci-fi tales beyond compare. In the 90s, action rose so high.